Good evening and thanks for joining us. There's no question it is a daring move. Liberal leader Justin Trudeau stunned pretty well everyone, even those in his own caucus, by declaring there is no longer any such thing as a Liberal senator. He's kicked them all out of the Liberal caucus. His way, he says, of cleaning up the scandal-plagued upper house. They'll stay in the Senate, but will sit as independents. Shirlee Engel has the story of Trudeau's Senate surprise. Shirley?
Donna, Trudeau's bombshell this morning blindsided not just Liberals, but the Senate as a whole, too. It's still trying to figure out how this will all play out and what it all means.
Strip away the spin, and you'll find senators who woke up as Liberals in a sudden identity crisis.
How do you feel about being called a former Liberal senator?
I'm not a former Liberal, I'm a Liberal. And I'm a Liberal senator.
Not anymore, according to Liberal leader Justin Trudeau, who broke the news to a room full of stunned senators just half an hour before he announced it to the country.
32 formerly Liberal senators are now independent of the National Liberal caucus. They are no longer part of our parliamentary team. There are no more Liberal senators.
It sounds like he's broken up with you and you're not accepting it.
Not at all.
Is that how this is?
I am a Liberal. I remain a Liberal. I belong to the Liberal Senate caucus.
James Cowan remains leader of this new self-proclaimed Liberal Senate caucus, but it's unclear just how many of the 32 will stay behind him. George Baker is embracing his new independent title.
So it's got to be depoliticized. Mr. Trudeau has taken the first step. He's to be congratulated, and the Canadian people will say hooray, and okay, Prime Minister, what are you going to do?
The Prime Minister was quick to point out how little has changed when Trudeau challenged him to disown his 57 Conservative senators.
Mr. Speaker, I gather the change announced by the leader today is that unelected Liberal senators will become unelected senators who happen to be Liberal.
Ridicule aside, Trudeau's populist move steals the spotlight on Senate reform from the Tories and the NDP.
For Mr. Trudeau to have suddenly realized that the NDP was right is a good thing. Now let's go all the way. Let's hope that he understands that getting rid of the Senate is also the right thing to do.
Both the Tories and the NDP question the timing. The Auditor General is expected to soon release a report on senators' expenses that will name names.
Today, Mr. Trudeau announced a smokescreen to distance himself from the Auditor General's report.
In disowning the Senate, Trudeau loses some of his most experienced hands on the campaign trail, people who raised big money for the party in the past. But it's a price Trudeau is willing to pay as he tries to rebrand the Liberal Party and distance it from its troubled past in time for that 2015 election. Donna?
Quite the bombshell. Shirlee Engel, thanks.